Hey. Hello, good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing on a Thursday evening? Hi. This is Carol Gockel. I am the founder of C Transformation, author, change maker, a speaker, and as well as the host for tonight, Rise with Carol Gockel. If you are tuning in, if you're watching us tonight, you can put it on the comments below and say hi so that I can say hello back to you. You are watching live right now on Thursday evening at 10 o'clock. This is the first Thursday for a lot of local moms for the start of the school holiday. So, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, push on, ladies. Tomorrow's one more day, and then here comes the weekend. Okay, today I am very, very pleased to have somebody that I admire, that I respect, to come on board this show. She, as you can see from the introduction that I put up earlier, she is the founder of Sceptr Cosmetics. But before being the founder of this cosmetic brand, she has been a private makeup coach. And she is always happy to see confident women who love their unique beauty. She has over 10 years of experience as a makeup coach and 20 years in the beauty industry. And what I really admire her was because she is a mother of 4. So she's balancing life, raising 4 children in a foreign land, and then building this new modern makeup brand that I came to love. It is 1 year old. The brand of the cosmetic is Sceptr Cosmetics. Okay, and I'm wearing their lipstick right now. It's Nisma, and I love this color. She is someone who is very inspiring. She would like to inspire other women to follow their passion, dare to dream, and champion inner beauty and strength. If you would join hands together with me to welcome this amazing woman whom I respected and love, Samina Malik. Hi, Samina. Hi, thank you for coming on board. Hi.
Thank you so much for having me. This is I think it's the second live I've done, and I'm kind of getting used to it now. It's still as nervous or as nerve-wracking as ever, but you're a pro, so I know I'm in good hands.
Thank you. Okay, well, really, I'm so glad that you said yes when I first asked you to come on, because I know you have a very busy lifestyle. You're running a full household with 4 kids, and 10 o'clock is usually bedtime for you. And I'm so grateful that you stayed up just to help a fellow sister. Samina, would you share with our audience today, what's your story?
Oh wow, Carol, it's a pretty long story. So do you mean like my stories and how I got to where I am now today?
Yeah.
And okay. So I came about into the beauty industry all by accident. I actually was dreaming of becoming a fashion designer from the youngest age. That was always my dream, and I aspired to be like this amazing fashion designer and have all my collections walking down the ramp, and this was like me and my dream as a kid. But I fell into the makeup and beauty world by accident, and that accident was actually it led on from a deep feeling of insecurity. So as a child, we grew up in a society or cultural society where darker skin tones just generally aren't considered as beautiful as the fair skin. And I know that is quite similar in many other Eastern cultures as well. But we were brought up in UK, so it wasn't really, I didn't feel it as much as a child, but it was when I came about, when we hit puberty, when things start affecting us, When we start becoming more aware of ourselves, our beauty, and other people around us, that's when words and people's perceptions start sort of like hitting in. So I remember once I'd gone to see my cousins in Pakistan, and then their friends would be telling them, and they'd be confused. I said, "Oh, I thought your cousins are from London. I expected them to be much fairer than you than they are. Why are they so dark?" You know, and they'd say to me like, "Oh, you live in England, you can afford like the best creams. Why wouldn't you wear fairness creams? Why don't you buy fairness creams?" And I was shocked. You know, I didn't understand like why is this big obsession? But since then, I then became very conscious. And then a lot of the times I noticed how the fairer girls seem to be more favored in society. You know, a woman, when she was considered beautiful, was just fair and beautiful as well. And I just noticed that, you know, the darker skinned girls, medium skinned girls just didn't get that same attention. So I started feeling really, really conscious of myself. I actually didn't believe I was beautiful at all. Um, I actually made some weird friendships as well, where you know, when you meet the wrong people because you are insecure yourself, you end up befriending people who are also toxic in a way, and you don't realize. Um, so, you know, I befriended people because I wanted to be like them, you see, but it wasn't actually good for my self-esteem. I actually pushed my self-esteem lower because I was constantly comparing myself. So it was really one fateful day. I was a fashion student then at London College of Fashion. It was one day when I was with my friend, and she pretty much kind of like in a nutshell was saying how she's very popular with the boys because she's, you know, fair and pretty and everything, and maybe because, you know, you're darker skin, that's why you don't get as much attention. Yeah, so that really hurt me, and this is, I'm now 18 years old, so you know, it's a very, very sensitive age as well for a woman, for a girl. And it was that day I was walking down Oxford Street. I walked into Selfridges, which is one of my favorite stores. They had all the the brands there as well. And I walked past Benefit Cosmetics, and there was someone there on the counter who just saw me, probably saw I was looking sad and down, and said, "You know what? Would you like a makeover? I think you need a makeover. I think you would like to just sit down, relax, and have a makeover. Am I correct?" And I was like, "Yeah, oh, yeah." I sat down on that chair, Carol, and I had my first makeover done on me. And when I looked at myself in the mirror, I just remember thinking, I'm not that bad looking, actually. You know, I'm okay. So that feeling that the makeup gave me, the right makeup, just really boosted my confidence. It was something that I needed. And it was from almost from that day onwards where I kind of felt like, if I can feel this way, I know I can make other people feel. You know, I can help other people as well. And I was young. I was 18. And it was actually a few days after that that this Benefit Cosmetics offered me a job in another store of theirs in Dickens and Jones, just off Regent Street as well. And I started working with Benefit Cosmetics, and I had the global makeup artist. They trained me up, and yeah, and I loved actually helping women. I started to do makeovers on them as well after training, and you know, I used to enjoy just, you know, putting a smile on someone's face and making them feel confident and making someone else feel the same way I did. And it was then after that, you know, many years after that, then I got into actually coaching women one-to-one privately. And that's just been the most biggest reward for me. Like, I just love taking a woman, showing her what she needs to buy, teaching her how to apply it, and just see that woman boom, like, you know, bloom and beam with confidence, and knowing, because she knows how to make herself look great again. So I'd bring out her natural beauty. That's what I'm trying to say, is like, look, let me show you how beautiful you are. Let me bring it out. Let me show you. And then you could do it by yourself all the time. So that became my mission and passion in life. And yeah, that's pretty much my story in
Wow,
terms of
thank
how I get
you.
how I came into the beauty industry.
Yeah.
And that
So
was, yeah.
how did you when did you start? Well, what was the reason that you started out Samina Malik makeup and image design?
It was in Dallas. So I've been traveling around as an expat. So Dallas was my second destination. I had 3 kids by then. And it was one of these mummy baby meetings. And I was obviously a makeup artist by then as well. And the moms would say, Samina, I really love the way you do your makeup. You do it, but you don't look overly done up. So you kind of just look put together. And we love that. We love this kind of natural look that you seem to have, and the glow and all that. So they said, would you help us? And it just started from there. And then I'd say, okay, yeah, sure, of course, I'll help you. So I'd invite them to my home and I said, bring your makeup. And when they brought their makeup, we had a group, first of all. They brought their makeup and I looked at their makeup kits and I said, no, this is not going to work for you. There's a reason why you're struggling, because you're using all the wrong products. So then it was basically based on the needs, you know. So that's when I derived the whole makeup shopping and makeup lessons model, where I'd take the makeup shopping with me, would buy everything together, and then would come back and then I'd teach them how to use this new makeup kit properly to really get the most out of their products and to get the most out of their beauty, their natural beauty. And yeah, that was how old is Sephora now? Yes, that was about just over 10 years ago.
Wow. So, and I understand that you've been living for Singapore for a few years now, right? So, how long have you been living in Singapore? I don't think I've asked you that before.
Yeah,
No,
Carol, I've been here for 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years. And so,
Yeah.
do you see a difference between the way Asians look at beauty versus the Western side, the Europeans and the Americans? Because obviously you spend time in you've grown up in the UK, and then you mentioned you traveled and you lived in Germany, you lived in the US. So do you see that the concept of beauty from the Western culture versus the Asian culture, is there a difference?
Yes, I think there is a difference. I definitely see the Western world. So that I would, when I talk about this, I will split it up into 3 regions. I would say the Western, sort of like the America, European. Then I'll talk about the Asian, like so the more of the Singaporean based here, and then the customers from China, Korea, Japan, and then the Indian subcontinent, so the Indian, Pakistan, and the Arab. So there's these are the main kind of women who've taken my courses. So I will sort of split it there 3-way. So when I look at the general, like American, Caucasian clients that I have, they want to look natural, but they also want to be experimental as well. So they do like color. They do like putting on a nice bold lipstick as well. They do enjoy doing that. They would love wearing like colored liner as well. They want to do the whole contouring, and they're really sort of into all the contouring and yeah, contouring, blush, and all, and the glow and everything. That's very much. They love makeup, So it's for them. It's like they don't mind putting it on, as long as they look presentable, So I find that with my Asian clients, they tend to want to look more natural than the Caucasians. So it's more emphasis on brows, on the eyes in terms of liner, and skin. So they want to sort of just showcase, healthy looking, glowing skin more. The lips very, very more subdued. So they don't tend to wear brighter lipsticks. They like to stick to the more nudes and probably the nude coral shades. And they kind of they like to play up their eyes, but again, not too much. So it's not like they don't want a lot of color on the eyes, but they do want to enhance. brows are important, and obviously the glass skin, the glowy skin is very, very much something that they like to focus on. Not so much contouring, but more like healthy looking blush, you know. So that's that. And the Pakistani Indians and Arabs, they love makeup. We love makeup, you know, so they will just do anything, you know. They will experiment. They want to do the contouring, they want to do the highlighting, they want to do like the, you know, the dramatic eyes and the eyeliner, and you know, the glow and the lipsticks, and they want everything.
Yeah. And what is the reason? Because I don't think I've ever I've heard it from you, but I think I would like the audience to know, you know, why. What was the reason that you came out with your own cosmetic brand? Because there's so many different brands to choose from, and you know, some
Yeah.
people might have thought that, hey, you know, the market is already saturated with cosmetic brand. So why do you
Yeah.
want to go into this market?
Okay. So yes, good question. Why? You know, I'm crazy, right, Carol? Like, why am I doing this? You know, there are amazing brands out there already. You know, there's a huge market of makeup, you know, huge competitive market as well. Why am I crazy to do this? Why? And the simple reason is because I want to make something for my clients, for the modern woman like me. I want to make something for the busy modern woman of today and tomorrow who is looking for products that work, that last. She doesn't need a billion products, she needs just a few, right? But the right products. She doesn't want to be confused. You know, she just wants to get on with her day. She doesn't need to keep touching up her lipstick every
Mhm.
time she goes and drinks something. You know, it's embarrassing sometimes as well, especially if you're in the corporate world. I know a lot of women, like, you know, if they're drinking a cup of coffee in front of their, you know, in meetings, it doesn't look nice having like a big lipstick mark on your cup, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted, I saw that there was a few things missing in the market whenever I used to do the makeup shopping for the ladies. Um, you know, matte liquid lipsticks was a very big popular trend, and it still is trending. Um,
Mm.
and the reason why is that they last longer, you know. And then when I was searching for makeup for lipsticks that would last longer, they would still come off. And some of them are really dry and really
Mm.
flaky, like they'll flake your lips.
Yeah.
And that was a problem. And I said, okay, um, first of all, I can't find all the colors that I need for my customers. You know, there's I want to find a better shade range. And secondly, I need a formula that's going to be one, long lasting, two, feel like nothing, three, doesn't flake off, you know, and four, can multitask as well.
Mm.
So, and therefore, then I created this formula where literally, you know, it doesn't come off.
Yep,
And
indeed.
you can yeah, see, doesn't come off at all. And you can, you know, you're able to multitask with the product too. The idea is that you can just carry a couple of shades, depending on the shades. You can carry that one product and you can actually use it as an eyeshadow, as a cream blush, and as a lipstick as well. Um, so yeah, so you know, it doesn't actually stop there. My hero product is actually my invention. So the reason why I call it Sceptr Cosmetics, it's that is my symbol of power and strength, and that is the symbol of power and strength that I actually uh, that I like to tell everyone about as well. That this is what the brand stands for: is that inner beauty and inner strength that us women have, and that my invention, the very very special invention that I've created, will actually help your makeup go on very quickly and flawlessly. But that will be coming soon, sometime this year. So the coronavirus has kind of like just put everything on hold, unfortunately. But I'm very excited about it. But there are more products coming too, Carol. I've got the lip gloss coming as well. So
Mhm.
that's the second shade range. And again, this one by nature, obviously, it's not going to be long lasting, but it's actually a hybrid. So you understand the formula when you try it on. It's very lightweight, and it doesn't feel sticky. I hate sticky lip glosses.
Oh yeah, I hate sticky lip glosses too.
Yeah, I should hate the feeling of lipstick as well. So which is why, I wanted to create something that I could just forget about with the matte. And again, with the gloss, I just don't want to feel glossy, sticky lips. So I created a formula that would look nice, but feel comfortable as well, and moisturize your lips at the same time.
So how do you balance life, being a mom of four and running a business?
Oh gosh, it's not easy. It's not easy. I don't know if I'm actually balancing it well. Sometimes sometimes I feel like, there's things I'm overlooking and I feel so guilty afterwards. Um, but when you're a solopreneur, you're the one running everything, and it gets pretty intense. And sometimes you go into this rabbit hole where you get onto social media and you can't leave because you've got, there's comments coming in, there's posts you've got to make, then you've got to check out other people as well and what they're doing, and it becomes a curse sometimes as well, and then you forget and you're like, oh my God, is that the time I've got to do this? What are the kids doing now? um, then checking homework and making sure the grocery is done and making sure the food is being made, and then yeah, there's just a lot going on all the time, so uh, it means that I've got to really try hard to create a routine. So because I had the makeup coaching as well, and the brand, and the kids, and the house, and everything, um, before the coronavirus, I used to sort of make sure that I only worked Monday to Friday, 10 till 3, with my makeup coaching, for the private makeup coaching. And then, and wouldn't be every day, it was always by appointment. So the days when I didn't have the coaching clients, then I'd be focusing on the brand, and sort of like promoting it, and creating lots of different things, and obviously all the back end stuff as well, and deliveries and stuff. Then when the kids would come home, then it'd be time to be with the kids, homework, what they're doing, what we've been doing, entertainment, snacks, all that stuff. Then after that, be okay, right? What are we having for dinner? Okay, let's make dinner now, and then dinner time would happen, and then we eat dinner, and then the kids have to go to bed, and then you put the kids in bed, and then after that you end up opening up social media again, and then you get into that rabbit hole, and then you're like, oh my God, it's bedtime now.
Yeah.
So it gets intense, it gets quite busy, but when you're passionate about something, Carol, it doesn't feel like work. You do get tired, but there's still that sort of excitement. There's still that joy. So passion is the one thing. If you don't have passion in what you're doing, everything will become a chore, and that's not really, that's going to always be a hindrance then. So you want to make sure that, whatever you do in life, make sure you're passionate about it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the cosmetic brand has been it's slightly over a year now, because I remember I went to your launch party, or rather the pre-launch party that we had, and I was just, and I was trying on the makeup. We had so much fun last year, and it seems like just a few months ago. And from then to now, I've seen how you have actually grown from strength to strength, and then you're coming up with new products. This new thing which I'm not allowed to say it. No, I know, but I'm just waiting for you to announce it. And then the lip gloss is coming next. But I'm just wondering, what are the challenges that you have to overcome in order to be who you are today?
When you work by yourself, you're filled with self-doubt. It's one of the hardest things for you to get over, is that voice sometimes, like, do you want to still do this? Like, or are you sure that this is going to be successful? Are people going to like it? Are you making the right decision here? And so there's a lot of these kind of things that causes self-doubt, like, oh my God, sometimes when I look at myself, sometimes you'll have these feelings like, oh, how are other people perceiving me? Do I, am I annoying to other people? So, so all these things, and that's the hardest thing for you to actually block out sometimes, these voices of self-doubt. And then also as an expat, being away from family and family support, my family is not really even on social media at all, and even some of my closest friends, they're not on social media. Whereas I see other people, other brands or whatever, or other businesses and their friends and their family all commenting. And I don't get that, which is really like unfortunate. Again, and that's something else that, it's a real feeling, it's a real thing. And you just think, oh, if only they were a little bit more active on social media, then I'd have more comments, and it boosts my confidence up as well a little bit more. But then again, I get the messages through WhatsApp and calls and say, oh, we love what you're doing, I love this, and blah blah blah, and so I get that. That's that confirmation. But then when you put something out on social media, when you put yourself out on social media, and you're sort of like sitting there feeling kind of vulnerable almost. And yeah, it gets hard. It gets hard, and you just have to ignore it sometimes and just push forward, and have that self-belief that, look, you're on a path. You're proving not only to yourself, you're proving to all these women out there who are watching you that women can do it. Put your mind to it. Put some perseverance to it. Put some grit to it, and show them through your own story, through your own personal story, that one can, succeed. It could be small success, could be big success, but it doesn't matter. No one's measuring success. There is no such thing as you've got to attain this to be successful. Successful can be that you've put up something, a service or a product that people are loving and liking. That's successful as well,
Yeah.
So, yeah, just I think it's about not being too hard on yourself, trying to not to be too hard on yourself, and just remember why you're doing it. You're doing it because you love, you're feeling passionate about it. You want to help people. You want to inspire other people as well. And then just try and all that negativity, just push that back, push it down, and then focus on the positivity instead, and trying to make this world a better place for women as well, right? We want to inspire our daughters to say, hey, look, we can do it as well. We're small, but we can compete with the giants too. Why not?
Yeah. I'd like to just take a little second, to acknowledge the comments. I've got this comment from a friend of mine, Carlos. Carlos says, hey, he salutes you, being a mom, being a mom of 4 and trying to manage and balance your life. Carlos, it's a very dedicated and hardworking father. He's actually working very hard to provide for his little girl. And then we have another comment from Carlos. He said, because you follow your passion, so be persistent.
Yes,
thank you, Carlos,
absolutely.
for your comment. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Absolutely, you're spot on there. You've got to follow your passion, and this is the drive that you're going to have. You always, if you have the passion, you'll have the drive.
Yeah, and then he says because he agrees with the success value and what you have shared, fantastic, it's great. And he absolutely love what you just said. Thank you, Carlos. You're one of my ardent supporters on this. Appreciate you.
Aww.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes, he has a boy, not a girl. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, a very hardworking father, and he's always learning. And just because a lot of people, when it comes to entrepreneurship, women have this voice in their head saying that maybe I can't because I can't let go of my children. I don't think I have the time. What would you say to someone who has a dream but is afraid to afraid to realize that dream? What would you say to a woman like that?
I would say, if you have a dream, find a tribe. Find a couple of women who will help you, who will back you. You need to bounce off some, doing alone can be a very scary, environment. It's just you and your thoughts, right? You need to have a small circle of women who you can talk to, who can give you advice and be honest, you know, like they can tell you, hey, I don't think that's good, you know, maybe that's not a good way to do it. How about doing it this way? Having a good tribe, a sisterhood, is very important, you know, knowing that there are women who are looking out for you is really important. And this is something that I really truly believe in as well. I think women, we can be each other's strength and support, which is why that scepter is such a big prevalent thing. That scepter is a symbol of strength, which is why my brand is called Scepter. Like we women can be each other's strength. And I'm not sorry, and I'm not for all the guys watching as well. I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that probably would also support too. So sorry, you know, I don't mean to rule you guys out at all. It's just that I feel sometimes it's just naturally women just tend to um, be around other females, you know, other women, just naturally, you know, be at school, be at home, sisters, whatever, you know. Obviously, our husbands and brothers, and there's so many people who could also just be as supportive and as instrumental to our growth as well. But find the time. If you don't find the time, ask your friends to help you. If you need someone to, or your family, you know, if you need someone to take care of the children for a little while you formulate things, while you try and figure out things, you know, do it. I had to hire a babysitter in order for me to start doing my work when I was in the US, and I didn't actually make any money because all the money went to the babysitter.
Yeah.
You know, and I was far away from home. Home is UK for me. That's where my parents and everyone is. So again, I was always alone. And I didn't really actually have close friends around me. So I had to hire a babysitter. And then I had my husband to support me at that time, sometimes on weekends as well when he wasn't working. So, you know, I had, you know, you've got to, where there's a will, ladies, people, there is a way.
Yes. And we are also part of this group called Scepterhood. And you're the founder of this. Would you like to share with us a little bit more about what Scepterhood is all about?
Okay. So Scepterhood was created for women who are looking for support, a support network. So they're looking for good women who are just like themselves, kind-hearted, strong, supportive, and they want to be around like-minded women. So this is why I created Scepterhood. It's a certain type of mindset of women who will be joining this group. And when you are inside this group, you know every single member there, they have your back. They'll be there to support you in any way you need it, you know, advice, growth, spreading the word, you know, anything. That's the idea. Like if you join Scepterhood, ladies, you have a commitment, you have a responsibility. You don't just join and then do nothing. Sorry. You know, if you want help, you give help as well. It's give and take. So yeah, so the idea is that we are out there trying to create a better tomorrow. So these are modern women who are looking for a better tomorrow for themselves, for their daughters, and they want to do the work. They want to help, and Scepterhood is one way to start it off.
Yeah, and I totally believe in women supporting other women, because I think, you know, right from the beginning of time, women are always being brought up to pit against each other, right? We are brought up, you know, to feel, you know, that we're inadequate. We have to outshine each other in order to, you know, to survive, right? But times are different now. Times are different now, and it's also quite interesting how, you know, we are from different social circles, and then we met at a social event, at a birthday party of all places, right?
Yeah.
So, and I always believe that, you know, people who have the same mindset will always come together, and women who have the same direction in life will always come together. And that's why I believe in what you mentioned, or rather I agree 100% what you mentioned about what Scepterhood is all about. It's about this sisterhood of women supporting each other. And you know, we're not takers, but we are also givers as well, right? Yeah. And then supporting
Responsibility. That there is that sense of responsibility and accountability. Like if you know, it's it's what you put out there. I believe in karma, big
Mm.
believer in karma. You do good, you will get good, you know?
Yeah. And how I'm just also curious because we are all having this lockdown circuit breaker situation. How
Yeah.
has this situation changed the way you manage your business and your life?
So yes, this has been the COVID situation has really kind of given me time to sort of sit down and reflect. Okay,
Mm.
what am I doing? Why am I here? Why am I here on this earth? You know, why have I started this business? What do I want to do? And with people falling sick and everything, what are we doing? Um it's made us sort of like sit back and realize, first of all, number one, relationships are so important, you know.
Mm.
Um, Being around loved ones, health is so important. I find that during this coronavirus time, that I feel like there's an increase in humanity in a way. Like we're all kind of taking care of each other, right? We're looking out for one another. We're making sure that we wear masks when we go out because we don't want to spread anything. We're all trying to do our bit. And I feel like for the first time in ages, the world seems a bit more united. The people seem
Mhm.
to be more united. There doesn't seem to be that division, um, you know, with race or countries or religions or anything like that. There just seems to be some kind of unity. We're all working together to fight this thing, right, for the sake of humanity. So, with that in mind, this whole humanity and taking care of each other, I started thinking really hard about what is it that I want as well.
Mm.
Everything is not about money and profits for me anyway. I feel like we've been put on this earth, we have a responsibility in some way. And I feel like there is a responsibility for me to do good for someone else who's less fortunate. Um, and I've got to see where I am, like who am I, and what can I leverage to sort of really help the other woman out. So I'm in the beauty industry. I have a brand. Okay, what can I do with this? So I thought, okay, Scepterhood means helping women out. It's a group of women who are out there committed to do good as well. So my website is actually going to go through a change. I've actually dedicated um, a space to actually help these women who will be sitting maybe in third world countries, who want to do something for themselves, who need a form of income, who are
Yeah.
talented, maybe they're artisans of some sort, and they just don't know how to get their products out there. They don't even know how to start anything off. I want to help them. So I want to give them a space on my platform. So there's going to be Sceptr Cosmetics. There'll also be the Scepterhood side. And under there, there'll be that lifestyle brand where I'm actually going to be um, having a few products from these women that we as Scepterhood would be helping and funding in some way. Um, so that is where I thought, okay, this is how I feel good about doing something, and this is how I can help someone. If it helps this woman live better, able to support her family, able to support her children. Um, it's a form of charity, but rather than giving them the money, we're actually giving them the tools and the trades to actually sustain, you
Mm.
know, uh, a livelihood. So this is where my focus is now, and this is this is what's happened because of the coronavirus situation. And I just feel like it was the best time because I really needed to sort of like sit and think. Um, and yeah, come. This is the solution for me. And we'll be creating something called the Scepterhood Fund as well. The idea is that we will be collectively pooling money in to support a woman and her business endeavors, and trying to raise her up as well and get her on her feet.
Yeah. Okay, we have a comment who has found resonance with what you just said. So she realized that we are all the same.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. This is Carol, if you remember when we did the Scepterhood uh event, this was the same comment. I said we are all the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank you.
so much for your comment. Yes. Yes, we are. We are. I mean, it's like it's more than just about making money, because in the past business is about just money, money, money. But then there's no purpose, there's no continuation, right? And then there's no like leaving behind a legacy. Because what I'm hearing from you is, you are creating something for the women of tomorrow. And this is something what you always told me. We're doing something, we're setting an example for our daughters
Yes.
and our daughters'
Yeah.
daughters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're making a better world for them, right? We're making
Yes.
a world where hopefully women will not be pulling each other down and be stuck in this kind of competitive world. We'll be creating this world where women are actually inspiring one another, helping one another, and collaborating, healthy
Yeah.
collaborations as well, rather than being selfish. I
Mm.
think there is that sort of need of looking at the greater, bigger picture.
Yeah.
It's not all about you
Yes.
sometimes.
True. And
Yeah.
the world and the market is big enough. There's no need for any competition. And I think we can bring more value to the people and the customers that we are serving if we collaborate. Okay.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Look,
yeah.
you know that both you and I, if we open up our makeup bag, we have Charlotte Tilbury in there. We'll have Sceptr Cosmetics, of course, in there as well. We may have some Estee Lauder. We may have some MAC, and we may have you know, uh, some other brand as well.
Mhm.
We've got a mixture of brands, and the average consumer is not brand loyal. Sorry,
Mm.
they will buy something from here, something from here, something from here, something from here. That the woman just wants to have products that suit her, you know,
Products that work as well.
and products that work exactly. So and I'm not ignorant to that, so I'm never going to say that, oh, you've got to, or you've got to buy everything Scepter. I understand, but there's going to be some things that like Carol will buy a foundation from some other brand. You may wear my lipsticks. If I come out with a mascara, you probably wear my mascara. But
Mhm.
then you may buy an eyebrow pencil from some other place. You may blush from somewhere else. So it's just normal. It's
Yeah.
normal. So hey, why can't brands collaborate then and actually do like something really interesting and say, hey, okay, look, this is a Scepter lipstick, and this is the eyeshadow from so and so, and this is the highlighter from this other brand, and everything's displayed on this one person, but everyone's collaborating. It'd be
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah. So, ladies who are tuning in, if you are interested to find out a little bit more, in fact, a lot more, and I will urge you to find out a lot more about Scepter Cosmetics, because I'm in love with the lipstick. I'm not saying this because Samina is my friend. She is, and I respect it, and I love her for that. It's because the product is something that I really like. Because if you're a busy mom like us, okay, you just want something that is quick to put on and you can forget about it. For me, I just put on my lipstick, so I want it to be able to last at least until to the evening, in a way. If I put on my makeup, usually about 10 o'clock in the morning, I want it to be there. I don't want it to that I have to worry about touching up. I don't want to worry about running, and I
And
need
the
something
smile.
long. Yeah, yeah, the smudges, yes, and because I have oily skin, I'm born with oily skin. So I don't want things to start running. And I just need something that works for me, something that doesn't dry my lips out. Because I like matte lipstick because they last longer. And I think the color is a lot more vibrant. And I need something as well that is multitasking. So if you are looking for something that's multitasking, I would like you to know that the lipstick, the Power Matte Liquid Lipstick from Sceptr Cosmetics, can be used as blusher and eyeshadow. So if you'd like to know more, you can actually engage Samina to show you how it's being done. And hop on by to the website. This is the website you can see. This is the website that you can go and purchase this lipstick. And I before we go, I would like to ask Samina a last question. As you know that the name of the show is Rise with Carol Gockel. What does the word rise, RISE, mean to you?
Oh God, Carol, you put me on the spot. Rise. Okay, rise. Rise means lifting yourself up from a place of negativity and bringing yourself up to a place where you feel good about yourself. You are in a place where you feel good. You know that you're doing okay. You're better. You're in a place better than you were before. So you've risen yourself. So that answers your question.
Yes, it does. The reason why I didn't prepare this question beforehand for you is just I wanted to see how what this means to you, because it means a different thing to me. It means
What does it do?
well, it means women, a reasoned woman who is somebody who is resilient, who is in touch with her intuition, a woman who is savvy and empowered. So it brings, it's the four letters that make up the word RISE, RISE.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Resilient, intuitive, savvy, and empowered.
I
And
agree.
yes, and the thing is, I guess, this current COVID situation also put a lot of women under a lot of pressure. People who are, maybe looking at the opportunities other than their job, because some of the jobs might be, having a little bit of issues at the moment. I've heard that, people who are worried about their livelihood. So this could be the opportunity for women to actually step up and say, what else can I do besides having my career? What can I actually pursue my passion? Right? Can I actually pursue my dream? Right? Can I use this opportunity to think about what legacy am I leaving behind for my children? And what you have shown us today, based on what you have shared, I'm so thankful what you have shared. A lot of golden nuggets in terms of pursuing your dreams and pursuing your passion. I've heard a lot of women mentioning that, okay, well, I have kids now, so I don't have the time, or it's too old. I'm too old to start a business, or I'm too old to think about chasing after my dreams. So as long as what I've learned from you today, as long as you still have that passion, it's never too late. It's never too late.
No, it's never too late. And always having a side hustle, having something from that you do on the side can actually become a form of therapy.
Mm.
Some kind of it's a form of self-care when you are putting that time towards your own self and your own passion. It takes that mundane, routine life, and you can actually focus on something that you enjoy, gives you passion, fills you up with like some warm fuzzies inside as well. And if you're getting paid for that as well, hey, even better.
Yeah, indeed. I
Yeah.
couldn't agree with you more. And we have this little lovely message left by Huda. She loves it. Thank you, Huda, for
Thank
your
you.
comment. Yes, because Huda is also a mom and a mompreneur herself. She bakes, and then she's selling her bakes, as a form of self-expression as well. So
Uh,
yes, yeah.
my daughter wants to be a baker. She actually wants to have her own bakery one day. So
Yeah, thank you so much, Samina. So, do you have any
you're welcome.
parting words for the ladies, for the moms who are sitting on the fence at the moment, thinking of what they should do next
Uh,
with their life? What would you say to them?
I would say if you have a dream, if you have an idea, don't just sit on it because you may regret it later on in years. You don't want to look back over the years and think, why didn't I do it? Do it, try it, see if it works. If it fails, okay, at least you tried, right? Maybe you'll learn from that failure and do something else. Maybe it'll inspire you as you do one thing. Maybe you might have another brilliant idea and may sidetrack and do something else. But the idea is that don't only just think first of all, um, it's a form of, again, a form of therapy for yourself. It's a form of like, hey, can I do this? Prove it to yourself, first of all. Secondly, think about if you're a mom with children, think about it as like your little security blanket. We don't know what happens in the future.
Yeah,
Okay, we have no idea what's happening in the future. If you have a little safety net, safety blanket, it will benefit you and the children as well. So there's that element too. So there's two reasons why I would say try it. There's no harm. If it's getting in the way of of family. I get it, I understand, you know, but if it's not, and if you can balance it and manage it, girl, just try it. Go for it. You've got
Yes.
nothing to lose.
Yep, indeed. Thank you so much for staying up late for me. I love you, darling. And
Love
thank
you
you,
too.
everybody, for hanging out with us and hearing what we have to say. And I'm sure that you learned so much from Samina this evening. I've learned a lot from her tonight. So if you have anything that you would like to get connected with, anything you would like to ask Samina, or anything you would like to be connected to Samina, you can go on to Facebook. You can log on to okay, Sceptr Cosmetics. You can find Sceptr Cosmetics. You can actually get in touch with Samina. She actually runs a makeup and an image design company as well. She is helping women to empower women to look good and look beautiful. And there is also a group, Scepterhood.
Yeah.
Samina mentioned earlier that she is the founder of the group. I'm part of the group as well. It's a group of sisterhood where women come together and support each other. So this is how you can
They
actually
can
get.
find the page, Carol. They can find
Yes.
the page Scepterhood, and then there is that little link that and they can enter the group through that. Also, if they ever want to just reach out to me through Instagram, I hang out in Instagram quite a lot as well in my stories. You'll see me doing some silly things on there as well. Uh, most of the time posing in lipstick too.
Mm,
But yes, Samina underscore Malik on Instagram. So they can
mm,
find me and message me. And there's a lot of tips as well on there as well. I share a lot of like little videos and makeup tutorials and just
yeah,
inspiration. Like, you know, yeah.
yeah. And also, last but not least, this is the website to purchase your Scepter hood, or rather your Scepter Cosmetic, Scepter Power Matte Liquid Lipstick. Right. Thank you so
Yes.
much,
So yeah,
Samina.
there's some wonderful shades for you guys to discover. And try them out. I actually have videos on my Instagram on how to actually use them and how to multitask with them as well. Like Carol said as well, they don't budge, they don't come off. You can safely drink, and there's no transfer. There's no transfer.
Mhm.
Just do that. But yeah, just try them out. At the moment, Carol, I've got a 10% discount because of the COVID situation.
Okay.
So just put in the code COVID-19, just one word, and you'll get 10% off on the website.
Yay. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Samina. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in on a Thursday evening and for hanging out with us and for your lovely comments and participation. I really appreciate you. Love you, Samina. Good night,
I love
everyone.
you. Thank you so much for having me. Bye.
Bye.